Welcome back to our weekly walkthrough, where we bring the above, below, and talk about the transits you should know. So again, we're starting late. It's Tuesday night. I'm sorry. Life transitions keep transitioning. But we are in the week of June 22nd to the 28th, and this is our ramp up for the upcoming rodeo. So we have the happy squirrel as our theme of the week. And in the Alleyman deck, this is actually about chaos. This is more like the Ratataskar version of the squirrel, where everything just kind of goes haywire and crazy, and little things cause big problems, which is very foreshadowing because we get our Mars ingress into Gemini at the end of the week, which is the big bang energy of chaos, upheaval, disruption, all the things. Because Mars will be immediately applying to that conjunction with Uranus. That's going to go exact on the 4th. And because next Monday, on the 29th, Mercury stations retrograde. So Mercury is continuing to slow down and crawl. And for those of you who don't know, Mercury rules tiny animals, little things, including squirrels. So that's our chaos territory right now. Retrospectively on Monday, we had our 8 of Swords, with our Libra moon trine retrograde Pluto in Aquarius, and sextile its ruler, Leo Venus, and then opposing Saturn in Aries in the evening mountain time on Monday. And so this was like that choice, like, are you going to get out of your way or are you not going to? And I admit I was one of the not going to. Like, Monday was molasses for me. It was very hard to get moving after a pretty rough weekend. So with that, if that was you too, just remember that with the 8 of Swords, we can always choose when to step out of those limiting beliefs, fears, and things that other people said. We don't have to stay stuck in it. Because Tuesday, we have, and I'm not going to butcher the French this time, I'm going to spare those of you who speak it, there is no spoon. Like, this is not a spoon, and it's a reference to the whole this is not a pipe Dadaism. And with that, it's about seeing through the illusions and recognizing that what a symbol is not the same thing as the actual thing. And it's about interrogating those symbols. And we're seeing a lot of that right now, especially with World Cup stuff, like people recognizing that certain cultures are not what they thought they were, because they'd never actually met them. They'd only ever heard the stereotypes and the rhetoric. And so we have our newly ingressed Cancer Sun, trine the North Node, and the Moon square Mercury and Jupiter. And with this, there is this challenge of like, oh, all of this rhetoric, all of these ideas, all of this stuff that we heard is not actually what we thought it was. Like, this is not the way. Like, what do we actually need in order to show up fairly? Kind of the vibe on Tuesday is really interrogating that. Then 12:43 a.m. in a few hours, Moon drops into fall in Scorpio one last time, ruling our Cancer Jupiter. And we have the Knight of Cups reversed for Wednesday. That Scorpio moon will also oppose freshly ingressed Chiron in Taurus. So for those of you across the pond where it will be daytime when this happens, maybe a bit of a rough morning on Wednesday. More emotional, more frustrating, more questioning about pleasure and the tangible and whether or not you can do it and whether or not it's even good for you. Like, that Taurus area of our chart is now getting the Chiron scrutiny for the first time in a long time. And really, asking what ground holds our wounding. So definitely look at that. And just notice, as always with rough transits, I ask you to notice. I ask you to feel and be embodied before acting, even if you do need to act that same day. Just give yourself a second to really feel into it. And with this Knight of Cups reversed, try to minimize the emotional splash damage and don't go for substances as the first choice. This is a good day to go too far. particularly because that Scorpio moon will trine the North Node, trine the Cancer Sun, and square Pluto. Like, this Wednesday feels a lot like self-indulgent vice in lieu of processing if we choose to not do the hard work. So make a different choice. On Thursday, we have the Lovers reversed, and this is a particularly dark one with one lover on the surface and the other in the ground. And that Scorpio moon will square Leo Venus, and then Venus will trine Saturn. The Sun will square Neptune. And in this, there can be a quality of loneliness and aching. It can be like, what do I really want to commit to live well? What would it mean to have those needs met? What would it mean to be present with myself in a real way and see clearly? And to question some of those doubts, because like I think this is a good week to really up the self-care, particularly because a lot of people who are not introspective, they'll be causing problems that you're going to have to deal with. So it's not just the transits, it's the people who aren't engaging with their own personal work that are going to make it harder, more lonely, and more uncertain. So I just want you to go back to the areas that are certain for you. Go back to the self-care roots, the depth. Go back to forest bathing. Go out in the woods and inhale some delicious tree juice. I know I said inhale juice. Man, I'm dealing with the Neptune square stuff too. But here we are. Okay. Friday. Speaking of those illusions and that Sun-Neptune square, we have Folly reversed, and this is Don Quixote tilting at windmills, who has come up a lot ever since Neptune entered in Aries. But we have the Scorpio moon trine Mercury, opposing Taurus Mars, trine Jupiter, then dropping into Sagittarius, where it gets super confused at our monthly bending of the nodes, then opposes Uranus, trines Neptune, sextiles Pluto, and any day the moon hits like almost the whole sky, it can be very activating for like the larger aspect layouts, like that flying wedge that we have between Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And it just, there's like a pulsing. It's like you ping something that already existed, you pluck the guitar string, and there's that resonance. And so Friday does feel like that chaotic energy is building, and that there may be some false attacks, there may be misplaced aggression, there may be confusion about what is even going on. And so I really want you to take it easy. Like, question, journal. If you want to rant in your journal first, and then read it back later and ask yourself if you sound stable. And if you don't, maybe consider that before making it someone else's problem. Saturday, we have the moon trine Saturn. We have Mars sextile Jupiter and the moon trine Venus. And this is our strength card day. This is a day, and this is an interesting one because we have self-mastery versus weakness. And so it's like that balancing act. It's like, what does it mean to hold yourself accountable? And also, you know, we're balancing on a ball, balancing a ball on the nose, balancing on an armadillo while balancing a ball on the nose. But with that, have fun. Let yourself have fun with that self-mastery on Saturday, because it's going to be needed. It's going to be sorely needed. And we move from there into Sunday. And on Sunday, we have some Venus asteroid transits, a trine to both Pallas and Vesta. But then at 1:29 p.m., Mars moves into Gemini. And that's really the big news. And so with our Ace of Pentacles reversed, particularly with the retrograde right on the other side, I really want you to question if you are ready to break ground on something or if you should wait. Because this is not a time for haste, even though everything feels like it is. Is that urgency and anxiety yours? Or is it something else pushing you in that direction? Interrogate that, contemplate it, And in case I missed you Monday, we have lust reversed. And this is another going too far day on that stationing day. I want you to be careful. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And I'll see you on the other side.